Do men go through that?
Definitely, they do. They do, and they should, because that's part of it. That's part of being a man, really.
So, did you get the hair done for me?
Yeah.
Looking fresh.
Yes. You have to stay fresh.
Hey, for real. Honestly, no, you're looking good. You're looking good. Been seeing that, you're just kind of behind closed doors, just, keeping on the journey, keeping it ticking over. What's been going on in your world?
Exactly that. Just trying to stay ready and be ready all the time. Just pushing hard, getting sparring in, doing all the usual stuff. Just focused on boxing right now.
Hustling.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a continuous thing though, isn't it? It's not like you can take your foot off the pedal, really.
No, you definitely can't. Especially now, the way how boxing is right now, you can get opportunity at any moment, so it's best to just stay ready, especially where I am in my career as well. Obviously defending the southern area, so hopefully there's another big step up and I want to be ready for it.
Yeah, like you say, you can get that phone call at any time. We've seen it, was it Padley that happened to recently? Yeah. All of a sudden, he's catapulted.
Literally.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant to see that. It really is, because this is a tough game. Mm-hmm. Let's take it back to the beginning. You're an old All-Stars guy, aren't you?
Yes.
That's where I remembered you from.
Yeah. Mr. Aka, I started there. I started there at like 14 years old. Mr. Aka was my coach, and it was a great experience, great time.
When I first moved to London, and I was doing kickboxing at the time, and there were two gyms, I was given the number for All-Stars, and I was given the number for Fitzroy Lodge, and I just so happened to call Fitzroy Lodge first. Okay. Mickey was so rude on the phone.
They're all rude. They're all rude on the phone. No matter where you go, they're always rude. Straight to the point. What do you want?
But do you know what I like about that old school style? There's no kissing butt. Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, that won me over, because I was like, I need a coach that is going to tell me like it is. But they were friends. They were really great friends, Mick and Mr. Aka. Really great friends.
Yeah, I remember Mr. Aka used to speak about him.
And what would you say was some of the best moments being at the All-Stars?
We went to Romania and boxing in Romania, and then we went out, and this is like we were 16 years old, so we went out with a couple of coaches as well, because most of us had won our fights, so it was good. It was good to just be out with like the team and the coaches, and we enjoyed ourselves. But it was good to also obviously experience Romania and boxing out there, winning. Second away trip, we went to Ireland. And we also went to Romania. I think Romania was the second one. But yeah, it was a great experience.
You laughed when you said, like, there's stuff that went off that that kind of is like what happens on camp stays.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it no more.
Listen, I hear you. Yeah, a glass. Yeah, I hear you. The reason why I'm laughing, I'm like, you just like through your brain flickers those moments where you're like, yeah, them were good times.
It was never forget those moments.
And what about Romania? Because I don't know about you, but when I was definitely growing up, there were places that, I'm going to be honest, in Eastern Europe, we're like told, nah, as black people, you're not supposed to go there. Did you have a different experience of that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my dad always told me travel anyway, so yeah. Those type of things didn't really matter. I didn't really care about I didn't really care about it. And obviously it was for boxing, so I was and still am in love with boxing. So yeah, we all just went as an opportunity, but we didn't get it wasn't like that. They was all very friendly with us. You
kind of taught that, and then you kind of have this image and this fear of then travelling. I was also encouraged to travel, but you get to these places, it's like, no, these people aren't, or at least the people you're chilling with, they're nothing like we've been told they're like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you experience that?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. They were all like I remember we was at the hotel and I think it was a sports hotel, type of sports hotel, and they had a basketball court outside, and we started playing basketball with some of the locals. We had a match against them, so it was like, yeah, everyone was just cool, friendly. It was no tension on nothing like that. Everyone was very welcoming.
Sport is such a great leveler, isn't it?
100%.
And I remember someone, I'm not going to say his name because I don't think he meant it he didn't mean it as a racist thing. He said he didn't think, or he doesn't think, that if he had not been involved in boxing, he said, I probably would have been, which I thought was quite an interesting, but he was like, I am grateful. And he was not saying like it's my parents or whatever, it's just culturally, but yeah, he's really grateful to boxing for kind of opening his world up. Yeah, which I think is quite interesting. I heard that you obviously got into boxing because you loved Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
What was it about him, and can you remember, the thing that you saw that made you think, yeah, this is the guy, this is the one?
I think it was his courage. His courage. His courage still. And his confidence as well. I used to watch him box, yeah, but I used to watch a lot of his interviews as well, and he had so much charisma, and he spoke well. Got his points across well. Yeah, he was touching still.
Especially in those days.
Definitely.
I think to promote equality when, quite frankly, yeah, he could have been massively penalised for the stuff that he was saying. And yet, what I find quite interesting about him is everyone loved him.
Exactly.
Everyone. I met him.
Oh, is it?
I met him. I think he was with Lennox Lewis, and it was something to do with a game, I think, that Lennox was in and he was in, and at this point he wasn't talking. And I have never seen men, literally, like he was like, I don't know, the presence, the energy around him. I saw grown men crying.
Crazy. Grown
men like trying to touch their idol.
Mad still.
Yeah, it was amazing. And you know those people that take your breath away? That's...
Yeah, 100%. That's him still, definitely. I wish I could have met him. He's definitely on my first of the list, obviously. He was, but yeah.
I'm a quite talkative, confident person. He touched my face. I was literally like, oh my. But also, I didn't know what to say, and then he started crying, and you like, say nothing. If you ain't got nothing to say good, just say nothing. And self-confessed bad boy at PS2. How does that
Fight night.
How does that compare to the real thing?
Oh, boy. I'm better at the real thing still. I'm better at the real thing. But now I was sick at Fight Night still. I used to smash up all my friends. Still. No, the real thing's definitely more enjoyable.
And so you kind of got into, obviously, the whole boxing scene. How did that kind of change you as a person? Can you remember the moment where, like, this is, it's changing me here, and here?
Gave me a lot of discipline. Boxing's given me a lot of discipline. Calmed my temperament down. I used to have a tiny bit of a temper in school. So that calmed me down completely. It's given me, it's become my income, so it's become my life. So, yeah.
I heard you say somewhere that it changed your focus, that you were, like, getting into fights at school. Was that kind of normal, like, adolescent stuff, or was there other stuff that was going on and then...
No, normal teenage adolescent stuff, I'd say. But, as a teen, I feel like a lot of teenagers might feel like they have to prove themselves. And there's a certain way to, like, you want to look a certain way amongst your peers. But, like, when I started boxing, I didn't really care about all of that. I didn't really care about that. It was just like, after school, I just went home to sleep because I know I got to go boxing. All the other things that was happening, I didn't really bother because my focus was in boxing.
It's interesting you say that because it almost, I remember when I was coaching and you'd get kids that would kind of been in trouble or whatever, and then they found boxing and then their focus changed. But it was a great excuse to say when people was like, are you coming out, or we're going to be doing X, Y and Z and we're on the road? Nah, I'm in the gym. Because it was almost like, it was an acceptable excuse. Does that make sense? You're in the gym banging up people and there's a level of respect. There is though, isn't there? There's a level of respect. Once you're talking about fighting, Roadman is like, no, don't. And I'm not suggesting that's where you were going or whatever, but I'm saying like, nah, leave him or her.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely how it was.
Did you feel like you got any resistance from? Because I understand that you kind of really took off really quickly. You were surpassing people that, you know, had many, many more years experience. Did you get any resistance from your peers where people are trying to kind of pull you back?
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that still. A lot of my friends were very supportive. Like in the amateur days, well, and even till now, a lot of them were very supportive. They couldn't even really, that couldn't really even been a thing for me because, as I said, I was so focused on boxing, like you couldn't really get in. You couldn't really reach in, like you couldn't swerve me off. Do you know what I'm saying? They couldn't swerve me off. If it was only down to myself, really.
Sometimes people are easily persuaded and to go against the grain, you're like, nah, I'm doing this. That's a huge part of boxing, I think.
100%. You have to be like that. If you want to take it seriously, like you have to be like that because it's you in the ring and that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to prepare. That's how like they used to coach us like all-stars. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, can't leave no stone unturned. You get found out in the ring, innit? So
yeah, 100%. And you talk about, obviously, you know, you had your relationship with Mr. Akai. Was there any kind of specific moments when he gave you a piece of advice that's kind of almost stuck with you till today?
Yeah. Mr. Akai, this is a boxing advice, but Mr. Akai, he's the one who really made me really believe in my jab as well. And he taught me to use my jab. And he's the one, like, he made me know, look, you always stick to your jab. So yeah, like on my first amateur fight, I won my fight because of my jab, really. So,
it's a basic tool, but
yeah.
It's fundamental.
Yeah. He used to tell us a lot of stories in his office, like, of the different experiences he had. So I remember a lot of those as well.
Do you think it was easy for him to set up a gym in London? And I don't recall how many years. I knew the gym before I moved to London because it was actually our mass camp. So we used to get changed there for carnival. And then I met him obviously years later and I was like, whoa. But yeah, did he talk to you about kind of the setup? And because I'm presuming it still is, it's a massive hub in West London, isn't it, for the community?
Yeah, it is, definitely. I know that when he opened up, there was a lot of struggles. Yeah, there's a lot of struggles with kids and obviously race tensions and things like that. But and then also they had a struggle with the building as well. And obviously funding, which a lot of amateur clubs do still struggle with now, actually. But so he had a lot of struggles, but he always fought them and always won still. I
remember judging at the All-Stars, and there's a real kind of family feeling. Them old school, so for people that don't know, I'm sure it still happens, but those club shows where they're in the club, not outside the club. Everyone gets sets out the chairs, parents come, you know, everyone gets involved, don't they?
That's how it was.
I just remember All-Stars having that real family feeling.
That's how it was. Literally, that's how it was. Like, I used to go and watch boxing at my coach's house and sleep over there. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, his son used to box, Sumo Brown, he used to box, so we was close. So, yeah, it was very, very close-knit still.
Do you think that that's changed? I mean, I know you're slightly involved in amateur boxing coaching. Obviously, you're trying to concentrate on your own career as well. But do you think, and this is no judgment on the clubs, but do you think that sort of family kind of deep friendship, deep bonding, do you think that's kind of shifted over the years in the amateur scene?
To be honest, I don't actually know too much because I'm not involved in it, but I would presume it would have kind of had to, because of some of those things might be deemed as not appropriate now. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of them might not be deemed as appropriate, which can be fair, but like, I get that point, but then also, I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it.
In
sports, it's like, I don't know, you bond a lot in sports, so I don't know how to really explain it, but like some of these kids don't have, some of these kids might not have fathers, so like, or might not have those role models or brothers and sisters, and obviously you're training in the gym every day with these boys and coaches, so of course you're gonna have you have role models, you have a brother there, you have a sister there, so I'm saying, like, it's hard.
They become like literally your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, of course.
And going back to what you're talking about, I totally agree that people, and even when you said it, I was thinking people are going to be thinking, what, is that the coach's house? And do you know what I'm saying though? Some people's minds are going to go, and it's unfortunate these days that you kind of have to think like that. But I very much doubt you'd be allowed to go round to coach's house, you know, and just chill.
Yeah. No, definitely.
And if you're a coach, you'd have to be...
You'd be scared. You'd be scared of that, of even doing that. Any talk, anyone hears any talk like that, then, but you're gone, really.
I'm going to be honest, having, you know, coached for many years, there were certain things that I put in place for myself, especially as a female, like not answering calls or texts or... at a certain time, after a certain time. I don't run them kind of jokes, sexual jokes. I understand maybe, I don't agree with it, but, you know, like some men communicate in a different way with young people. It's a joke thing, like a rite of passage. For me, I'm not on it, personally. Yeah. But I get it because there's just the deep bond. And only people like us with the deep bond.
It's true still.
You see them more than your family.
Yeah, literally.
Some people just don't have those role models.
It's true. Very true.
What have you taken away from that whole experience of, you know, being an amateur? What have you taken away from that you've kind of brought into your pro game?
The same type of passion, yeah, that you used to have when you're amateur about learning is the same type of passion you need to have as a pro about just about everything, really. You need to have that same, and not even just as a pro amateur, really, but with everything, strength and conditioning, nutrition. You need to have that same energy of like, oh, this is new. You're just getting stuck in. You need to carry that with everything still. But
you definitely seem like you are disciplined in that kind of area anyway, that, yeah, okay, you had a team, a family, but that switch into the pro scene, you don't really have people holding your hand, do you?
No, you have to find it and do it yourself, really. Unless you've got a good setup or whatever, you're backed by a promoter, and then it's easy. Well, I can't say whether it's easy or not, but it seems like it will be easier than having to like fund it all yourself and all those things.
I think you're right. We're not suggesting that people that are with bigger promoters have an easier ride in the sense that they don't put the work in. But in terms of getting sponsors, let's not lie. You know, the fact that if you have a sponsor, that can greatly impact whether you can train full time or not. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. So, yeah, it. But also, I'm a great believer of sometimes the hard work, the grit, and not being handed everything on a plate is the making of an individual.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. 100%. It's just not giving up, isn't it?
So you signed with Goodwin though, didn't you? Steve Goodwin in, is it 2023?
Yeah, 2023. Yeah.
So is that when you started your journey then? Just thinking about it.
I started in, I think, 2018. I think it was 2018, online team.
And so before that, effectively, you were hustling, trying to get your own fights?
No. I was with Mo prior.
You were with Mo?
I was with Mo prior, yeah. I was with Mo prior.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know what? Mo was one of the first people that allowed me to come to their show and do interviews. So, yeah, I'll always appreciate him for that. Because
Mo's cool. Mo's
he is.
He's a good guy still.
Yeah, he's very generous as well. And
he is.
People, they overdo it with him. Am I lying?
No, you're not
I can't stand to see that, though.
You're not lying.
Yeah. But yeah, I always appreciate that. And so you kind of get into the pro scene, you're making your way through, and then did you fight for the British before you fought for the Southern area, or did you fight for the Southern area first?
The English. I fought for the
Sorry,
English.
the English. Yeah, that's what I thought. You fought I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Lee Cutler. So you fought for the English title. So talk to me about how that came about, because obviously for the people that don't know, usually you would do it the other way around, wouldn't you? You'd go Southern area and then you'd go English. Talk to me about getting that call up.
I think I was actually with Mo, yeah, because I boxed against Goodwin's boy. So I boxed against, I forgot his name.
Jerome somebody, is it?
No, something Ijakovic. I forgot his first name though. But yeah, he was with Goodwin and I was with Mo. That was for English eliminator. So I beat him and then I signed with Goodwin. And then Goodwin got me the opportunity to fight for Lee Cutler on Sky in Bournemouth. And it was a good fight, tough fight. He won, yeah.
You kind of get a little taste of what that's like. And yeah, okay, unfortunately you got the loss, but what did you learn from that fight?
The main thing was to, I had to pace myself a bit more. Even still now, I'm still learning, obviously. I'm still learning. And that was my second 10-round fight against a real opponent who was really coming to fight. So with that, and obviously just pacing the rounds and not giving everything in the first half.
I think that's actually a brilliant thing that you've learned from there, because it's so important. It's so important. But not only that, like, I don't think you can really learn that in sparring.
No, you can't.
I think you can do the rounds for the fight, but it's not the same. The adrenaline's not the same. The high alert energy, fight or flight. I just can't imagine that's.
No, I don't think you can't fully learn it. You can learn how to pace the rounds, but yeah, being in those 10-round fights with tough opponents, of course, like there's nothing that can really prepare you for that except being in the ring.
So I think that actually it's probably the making of you, because then you go on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you win the Southern area title. Didn't you? You've defended it as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Against, was it Jordan?
So Jordan Dujon was who I won it against. That was a rematch fight as well.
And you fought him before and you lost to him?
Yeah.
So you went back and gave some licks and
yeah.
got a belt.
Exactly. Double.
Yeah. It might sound like a real stupid question because you go, oh yeah, well obviously I won a belt. But do you look at those two fights and go, boy, I'm such a different fighter from when I fought him the first time to kick him up the second? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Way more confident.
Yeah.
Way more confident and way more experienced in being in camp, dieting. Like when I fought him the first half, First time, I don't even have a nutritionist or a strength and conditioning coach.
Yes.
Or even, wasn't even trained in a proper boxing gym, really.
So those pieces all, this is why it's like so important to have the finance. Because it's not even just a nutritionist. Now a nutritionist is saying, like, you've got to go buy X, Y, and Z. You're like, oh, that food is expensive.
It is.
Good food is expensive.
It is. I'm pescatarian as well, so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Good luck with that. No, but do you know what? It's like, as long as you're willing to put the time and effort in, but you obviously saw it in your performance.
Yeah.
That plus strength and conditioning, and obviously at the time, I think, wasn't your strength and conditioning coach Duncan then?
Yeah. It was.
So Duncan speaks really, really highly of you. And then, he is a good guy. He is a good guy. And yeah, he's spoken for a long time really highly of you. And I was thinking, I know that name. And then when I see a picture, I was like, I'm sure he used to box for the All-Stars. So yeah. And unfortunately, because of where his setup is and where you live, you've kind of had to part ways, haven't you?
Yeah. He's in literally the other side of London. I'm in West London. And plus, because I'm mobile a bit, like training people and that, so it was just difficult to. But yeah, I trained with him for a while though. And it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, he had Bawatsi, didn't he? He had Lawrence Coley at one stage.
He had a good setup though. Great setup in the university. He had he's got elite players with high FIFA referees there.
What I really like about him is, and I think he said this in the podcast, like, he's really honest and like he just wants to help people. And not everyone's like that in the fight game. And so then you wonder, like, boy, I think he said something like, am I just naive, or people might think I'm naive? And it's like, actually, it's quite nice to come from that place, but equally you have to be realistic. There's some sharks.
Yeah, definitely.
Swimming.
Definitely.
Can you share any sort of defining moments in your life that kind of like has significantly impacted who you are?
When I was younger, I got in a bit of trouble. We got in a bit of trouble with the police and that, and I feel like that really made me focus, because I was still boxing. I took my foot off tiny bit, and that really made me think, oh no, what am I doing? Let me get back to boxing.
When you say trouble though, was there like a defining moment?
Do you know what? I feel like there's kind of been loads of those, but it's hard for me to bring up one particular one. I can't even think of any really, but like just in general though, like that part of my life, then there's been moments where I've had, like, for example, my mum, she believes in, she's like up and down with her health and it. So that part, that's kind of changed me as well, like just having more patience in general. And there's been loads, but I can't really think of a particular one. But boxing itself has given me a lot of moments.
When you talk about your mum, is it, and I don't want to put words into your mouth, but is it a little bit like you feel a responsibility not to add any more stuff to whatever she's going through?
Partly, yeah, and also just being there more. Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it, how we go from kind of teenagers and it being all about us to going, actually, I have a role to play, and it's like, let me just, step up, innit?
Yeah, literally that.
Oh, what did I watch the other week? And this guy was saying his mum, I think it was on TikTok, his mum gave him permission, and he said she did it in such a subtle way that one day they were somewhere and it looked kind of like a dodgy area, and she held on to him, right? He was I think he was an 18. She held on to him, right, and went, I feel good because I'm with my king. I'm with my king. And he's like, I'm myself. But then all of a sudden, his chest kind of got, his shoulders went back, and he's like, yeah, she's relying on me, you know.
Yeah.
Do men go through that?
Definitely, they do. They do. And they should, because that's part of it. That's part of being a man, really. Part of it, anyway. But yeah, definitely go through that.
It seems like a rite of passage. Like, yeah, I am the man. I am the king. Yeah, it's a beautiful story when I say that. But even when he was telling the story, it's like his chest got high, and it's like, go on, man. Yeah. Wow. Who do you look up to the most?
Right now, I'd say I look up to more boxers right now. So Terence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson. Obviously, throughout my life, as I said, Mr. Akai, Lamar Akai, my dad, coaches, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, my older brother, he was a boxer as well. Even my coaches, like my current coach.
Does that change over time? Is it something that, and again, I don't know if it's a man versus female thing, but do men kind of search for somebody to kind of look up to, especially in the teenage years?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I don't really recall, I'm not saying I didn't look up to people, but I don't really recall searching for, or maybe because I had it, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I was about to say. Sometimes it happens naturally. It does happen where people are searching, and sometimes, for me, it kind of happened naturally because of boxing. So and my dad was in my life as well. So yeah, but it's not everyone that happens like that. Sometimes people will look for it and can't find it, so they go outside and then they find it there. Sometimes you got it. So it's, yeah.
So your dad's in your life and he's around. And did you see the difference between the relationship you had with your dad and then young people that just didn't have that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Most of my friends, when I was in primary school, didn't have a relationship with their dad. And even a few of them that did, they didn't have the same experiences that I had. So, yeah.
Do you think that's more important for a man to have that male influence than a woman? Maybe that's a bit difficult for you to answer, but do you think that men have to have that?
Yeah. But I equally think women do as well, though. They do. I think women have to, but obviously I can't answer on how important it is for women, really. But they both need both parents. They both need both parents.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me about if you weren't a boxer, what would you have wanted to have done? I'm not sure that's proper English, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I don't know. Something in sports, because I like sports. Something that made a good amount of money.
Because we like money.
You do. It's important. You need it, innit?
Hey, especially in this day and age.
Trust me. But now, I'd like to say, if I wasn't doing boxing, I'd be a stuntman. That's what I'd say. So
that nicely led us into the next bit. Yeah, you'd be a stuntman.
Yeah, I'd be a stuntman still.
Did you only get to that point of thinking, actually, I won't mind doing this, because you were recently a stunt double?
Yeah.
Were you not?
Yeah.
Remind me of the name of the programme.
Thousand Blows.
Thousand Blows with Stephen. I'm trying to think of his name. Who's the lead? Quality, Liverpudlian.
Yeah.
He's literally one of the few actors that has kept his regional accent, right, and is hit Hollywood. Because usually you have to get rid of that accent. So yeah, you were a stunt double. What's the lead guy called?
Malachi Kirby.
Malachi. Yes. So how was that experience?
Great experience. Great experience, man. Wicked time. Great people. Great cast. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. So
talk to me. I know what it is that you do, but just for the people that don't know, what does a stunt double do?
Performs all the kind of like dangerous parts of the acting. You don't really. Sometimes you speak, but I didn't speak. But obviously, because the series is about boxing, he had the option to either use the stunt double or do it himself. The boxing moves and all the moves that where he might get punched or need to get punched or just throw a dangerous punch or something, anything to do that could physically harm him, then that's what they do.
So basically what happens is sometimes they'll stop the action, ship him out, put you in.
Yeah.
But to be fair, and I'm going to say this as an actor, but I'm also going to say, so I'm going to shoot myself in the foot a little bit, because I do believe that some people, given the amount of time, given enough time, would be able to learn how to do certain things. However, I think where boxing's concerned, I think sometimes it's very difficult for me to watch a fight scene that's not realistic. So did you train? Did they give you a specific sort of few weeks, months or whatever to train to get involved in the role? Or did they kind of think, well, you're already a boxer, you don't need the training?
Yeah. But yeah, that's what they did. I didn't really need to train for it. And because, first of all, Malachi did a lot of the stunts himself, to be honest. He was training.
Okay.
He was doing a lot of the stunts himself. He trained up for it. He was training with Jamal Akai for a long period of time. So they had a boxing gym at the set where they would train there and also do some filming there. So yeah, that's why it was also good, because Jamal was there and we was all there together chilling, talking about boxing.
So did you get him involved in the training aspect, Jamal, or did he get you involved, or it just so happened that it was... Yeah,
so somebody else got me involved. Somebody else got me involved. So I didn't know Jamal was doing boxing coordinating for it. Someone from my boxing gym who's a stuntman, he was a boxer, and then trained to be a stuntman. Yeah. Not doing the boxing no more. He called up my amateur coach, Steve Newland, and Steve told me about the opportunity and passed my number to him. And then the coordinator of the whole thing called me, and then that was it. Good
experience. And it's great that you two you two did it together in a respect. But also Malachi would, need to get into the frame, the mindset of a boxer. So even if he didn't do the stunts, for him to do the training and to be in a gym, and yes, okay, it's set in a different time, but the banter and the hardship and the blood and the sweat, he can't get that unless... Yeah. But then there's also the argument of how can someone play a murderer? Do they have to go out and murder someone? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But has that kind of given you aspirations then to become a stuntman after you finish boxing?
Yeah, definitely. I do definitely want to do it, but I'm also in two minds, because I suppose I can do both, but I really want to do a lot of amateur coaching as well, but not by myself basically, but to be part of a team of other coaches to make it work. So yeah, definitely.
You smile at that, but like, it's a big ask. I think anyone that's ever been an amateur coach, number one, even if you don't run the gym, but if you run the gym, that's 24/7.
Yeah, I know. It's not hard. Sorry, it's not hard. It's very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's a hard job. It's not easy. It's not easy running amateur boxing clubs. Definitely not.
But the stunt thing, I mean, that's also not easy, and you're kind of having to throw yourself... I know some stunt women. I've got stunt women friends and that. I'm like, you are crazy. Yeah. They're like, oh, you got to do it for real though. I'm like... Yeah.
That's how my man's thinking as well though. Like, I get like taking fake punches.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. When they're having to throw themselves over a car and all, them fake punches. Yeah, that's cool. But when you have to jump through things and roll on stuff, and I'm like, nah, mate,
that part's
dirty
a bit
floor.
cool.
Nah. But I get. Do you know what? I'm actually in awe, having seen them work. I'm like, listen, you lot are good because it's a difficult job.
Yeah.
Did you was there anything about sort of being in the acting world that surprised you though?
How much waiting around you got to do? You got to do so much waiting around.
Good, you know now.
Yeah, so much waiting around, but and they get paid good. They get paid good still. So yeah, those two things. But other than that, it was fun.
The waiting around bit is, and it's not just waiting around. It's actually waiting around and then having to get up to a level of performance that you're like from zero to hero in literally like 0. whatever second. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's definitely not easy. It's not easy.
Has it changed your perspective when you're watching? It's on Netflix, isn't it?
No, it's on Disney.
Oh, is it Disney? But has it kind of when you're watching stuff now, like you're like, I can see how they did that, and
partially, yeah. Sometimes I'm just so locked in. I'm so locked in into watching it. It's just like, I'm just watching for enjoyment.
Yeah. It's great that you had that experience, though. It really is. So talk to me, obviously, you're hoping, I read somewhere, to challenge again for the English. Is that true? Or have we got anything on the horizon?
Yeah, the English or any other titles. I'd like to get a rematch with Lee Cutler, to be honest, but yeah, he ain't got the English anymore, so I think he's got another belt. So yeah, but any belts.
Is that literally like an ego thing though? And I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but is that an ego thing? Like, wait, that's the one that give me some licks at me. Get there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
like, it is still like I want to get my get back. Simple as.
Yeah.
I want to get my get back.
Maybe you should sit at ringside at Egerton and him just looking at him like. He seems like a nice guy though.
He probably is. But this boxing, it's a sport.
This is a business.
Sport,
yeah,
so,
it's true.
Yeah, I don't care for nice right now.
It's true. Just lastly, if there was a young person that's thinking about coming into the sport, what piece of advice would you give?
Come into professional boxing, yeah?
Professional boxing, yeah.
Oh, professional. Don't rush your amateur experience. Don't rush turning over. Get as much experience as you can and exposure. If you can box internationally, definitely go and try and box internationally and push for the highest. Build a foundation of followers and promote yourself from when you're amateur. Promote yourself and take it very seriously. Be on social media. Get your family and friends out to your show, to club shows, whatever it is, wherever you're boxing, get them out there. And yeah, I'd say that's the start. That's the start, really.
I love the fact that you said stay amateur as long as possible. Oh my days. It's literally like everyone to me nowadays is trying to get to the destination without enjoying the journey. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's great hearing it from somebody like yourself that young people are more likely to listen to. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure, honestly. Thank you for sharing your story. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And good luck in the future.